Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Scotty B Show. This is Scott B. In this video, we're going to be talking sports. This is short sports, mainly Michigan, and cover a couple other things. First of all, something came up on my phone while I was writing this up from ESPN. Adam Scheffler is reporting that Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys have come to an agreement on a deal on the contract extension for 4 years, $160 million. $126 million of it is guaranteed, and also includes a no trade clause. So they're set at quarterback for a while. He's a good quarterback. Dallas is going to be happy to have him. They know they're going to be happy to have him. They gave him all that money. Now they got they got two big paychecks they got to write out to a quarterback and to a running back. But see what that does to their offensive line if they can afford to pay them guys. Anyway, and start off small on the Detroit Piston news. Just a little bit. Blake Griffin cleared waivers and has agreed to sign with the Nets. The Pistons, of course, sit in last place at
10-26.
They want to stay in the bottom three now since they're that bad, because staying in the bottom three it'll help with their draft draw. So I think you can suspect to see for the rest of the year, because their second half of the season, their schedule's pretty easy. They're probably going to sit down their veterans and stuff because they're not going to want to win. They're going to want to stay in that bottom three. Over at Detroit Red Wings, they're also in last place in the Central with a record of 7-16, 17 points. Their captain, Dylan Larkin, he's returning to practice after missing 4 games, so that'll help. Also, Michael Rasmussen is looking to secure the third center spot. He's a good player. I think he'll have no problem doing that. Over at Detroit Lions, there's been a lot of moving around, as everybody knows, this year. We'll see what happens during the season, but the free agent window opens next Monday, March 15th. Deals can be signed starting Wednesday, March 17th, which also is St. Patrick's Day. March 4th, they tendered to fullback Jason Cabandaugh and punter Jack Fox and tackle Matt Nelson, exclusive rights free agents. Lions re-signed defensive back Mike Ford, released center Russell Bodine, and linebacker Christian Jones. I really believe that they're going to have to draft defense this year. They got Goff quarterback, they got a running back, they can pick up. They got a couple running backs, but if they need to pick up another running back, there's enough veterans out there that are looking for a job. I think their offense, we'll find out here in a day or two what they're going to do with Galloway. I think they're going to extend the period for tender. I haven't heard anything of them coming out. What do you call it? Anyway, brain just died. But NFL hasn't come out with what the limit is on spending. So I don't know if they're going to tender them or not. I think it's going to be another day or two before we know. But they signed a couple small free agent wide receivers already. But I think their draft is really going to go defense. I know the first round pick is always the best player on the board usually. Excuse me. But I think after that it's going to be defense. At least I hope it is. They have got to rebuild that defense big time. Over at spring training with the Tigers. I don't know if you guys have heard or not, but catcher Grayson Griner left Sunday's game after being hit in the face with a 94 mile per hour fastball. He walked off the field after trainer went out. He walked out the field holding a towel up to his face and stuff. He was in pretty bad pain, of course. It's reported that he suffered a fractured nose, no concussion. So that's great to hear. No concussion. Um, Sorry he got a fractured nose. I've had my nose broken in 8 places one time, so I understand that it's not fun. But they say he's going to be back in about a week. He's competing for the backup starting catcher job. So, when you're competing for something like that, you don't like to stay out very long. So he might rush it. They say a week. So we'll see how long he's out. Hopefully he's back soon. Um, Casey Mize, who last year he walked 13 batters, in 28 in the third innings. He's already walked 6 batters through 4 hitless innings. I mean, he hasn't given up a hit, but he's walked 6 batters this spring already in 4 innings. So I think that's something to watch. He might, I don't know if he'll stay with the club or not. I don't know if he has options or not. Outfielder Victor Reyes has passed intake testing as well as his physical, so that's good to hear. Get him out there playing. Renato Nunez has one last administrative hurdle to clear before he can officially join the camp. He's fighting for the first base starting job, actually, and he's a non-roster invitee, so uh, he needs to get out there. These guys are coming in a little late because I think COVID and restrictions trying to get flown in over here. Um, but yeah, hopefully he can get going too. Like to see all these guys out there and see who's got what going on. Because last year was such a messed up year, you couldn't really get a feel for some of these guys. Jonathan Shoup has arrived and he's going through intake testing and physicals also, so that's good. Daz Cameron, he's failed to appear in any games yet this spring. He hurt his right shoulder in winter ball, but they're saying that this week he's going to start batting practice with live pitching, and so hopefully that does happen. Hopefully we get him going too. Like I said, if somebody's in camp, let's get them going. I hate to see guys not being able to go because Tigers right now with the rebuilding and everything, they need all the players that can get out there and see what we got. Second baseman Cody Clemens, they're going to give him some playing time at first base. He's a good hitter, trying to get him in the lineup. So I think they're just trying to do whatever they can. I haven't heard anything about Miguel Cabrera. I know he played first base the other day, so I don't know what Hinch has got in store for him or what's going on, if he's just going to be DH or if they're going to start putting him at first base a little bit more too or what. But hopefully Miggy can come back and do something for us this year. That would be great. If he did that, I mean, that would just pick the whole team back up again and might be a lot better than what we think. In Big Ten basketball news, if you haven't heard, Michigan lost to Michigan State in their last game, and Michigan's lost 2 out of their last 3 going into the Big Ten tournament, which starts the end of this week. So they got to figure out what's going on there. I don't know if they're getting a big head or something. They're playing so well or what, but Michigan State's a good team. Michigan State is a good team. They're 15-11, but they were 12-3 at home, and that's where they beat Michigan. They got a good offensive team. Their defense is very poor. In baseball, Big Ten baseball, they just started last weekend, so U of M and Michigan State are both 3-1 right now. In the Big Ten hockey, the Big Ten tournament starts Sunday, March 14th, with Michigan seeded number 3 and Michigan State is seeded number 7. So it's going to be a good tournament. I like the seeds on that. I think that's going to be a really good tournament. We'll go over to NASCAR news. John Hunter Nemechek led all drivers with 94 laps and beat his boss Kyle Busch to win the Camping World Truck Series race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So good to see John Hunter win the race. He's a good kid. He deserves a win. He's a good driver. The Camping World Truck Series is going to take the week off this week, and then they'll be back next week in Atlanta, March 20th. In the Xfinity Series, AJ Allmendinger was going the right direction all day, finishing fourth in the first stage. He finished second in the second stage, and then he beat out lap leader Daniel Hemrick to win the race. The Xfinity Series is going to race at Phoenix next week, this coming Sunday, March 13th. Good to see AJ Allmendinger win the race. Good to see him doing well. Nothing but the best for him. Daniel Hemrick, he is a very good driver. He'll be back up in the Cup Series. Be no problem there. In the Cup Series, Kyle Larson won the second stage before winning the race ahead of Brad Kozlowski, who's from Michigan. Brad won the stage one and finished second in stage two, and then he finished second for the race. So he had a good race. Just couldn't get there. Larson also led all drivers in laps led with 103. And, of course, the Cup race is going to be in Phoenix next Sunday, March 14th. So Phoenix is always a good race. Get a good chair out there in Rattlesnake Hill and watch a good race. But, I'm just real happy with NASCAR this year. It just seems like everybody is very competitive from number 1 to number 40 every race. Very few that are falling off. And so I'm real happy about that. Just like to see so much competition, because you hate to see this top three always doing it. And this is race number 4. We got 4 different winners. So I don't know how big of a deal that is, but Kyle Larson winning and the other 3 guys that have won. You don't hear about the big guys: Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Brad Kozlowski. They've been there, but they haven't won. So keeps going this way, it's going to get some of those guys are going to start getting nervous. And could this be the year that we finally have at least 16 winners? Nobody gets in on points. I'm waiting to see that happen. But anyway, it's just something I just came up with tonight. I was looking at it and wanted to try doing this, and maybe I'll dive into it some more and see how that goes. Like I said, mostly I just covered the Michigan sports, U of M, Michigan State, Detroit, Pistons, Red Wings, Tigers and Lions, of course. And I do follow the NASCAR, so that's kind of part of my news and stuff too. So we'll see how this goes. The season's just getting started. Spring training is still going on. I think we've got 3 weeks left of spring training. Don't know if they're ever going to allow full capacity. I know they're not in spring training. Also, spring training's been confusing for me because they're not showing, and they're not having on the radio the games. Not every game anyway. So you don't get to listen to them like you used to. So I don't know why that is. I don't know if they don't want all the announcers down there or what the deal is on that. I didn't hear why that was. I was kind of surprised when I went looking for the game one day. And so I'm ready to come up. I'm ready for them to come up here and start playing for real. But, I know that we got to wait on that. Hopefully it's not a snow day when they come up here, because it's 60 degrees today. So hopefully we're getting ready for baseball. I don't know. What do I know, right? Anyway, I appreciate y'all stopping by. Y'all be safe and have a great day. God bless you.